Hello. I hope you guys are well. You know what I forgot to do? Is make an announcement that I was going to be live. That is totally okay. So excuse me. I want to pull up my notes. Beautiful. Here we are. Okay. So what am I doing here? I am sharing with you the energies of the month to come. And part of that is like, knowing what your calendar holds for you, knowing what the weather's gonna be like, knowing what the wardrobe that would be appropriate for the next month. And all of this insight is coming from the energy of the cosmos. And I know you might roll your eyes or not be into it, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, after 3 years of paying greater attention to the transits and the aspects and the energy of things, when I have been in despair or challenged or concern or confusion, looking to the heavens brought support and guidance and answers. So this isn't a just trendy idea of sharing with you the energetic signature. It's something I have been using in my personal life for 3 years. For the past year, every post I make is based on the energies of the skies. And every class I teach has also been based on the arrangement of the celestial influence. So in that, I don't want to be technical, but it's important for you to know where I'm gaining this insight. I definitely have embraced the fact that I can bring wisdom forward and share my insights, but it's important that you know where these insights are coming from. So they're both education, knowledge, and direct experience. Okay, so here we go. So April's a little full on. Okay, that's it. Bye. Good luck. It's kind of, if you can remember April in 2020, it was a lot. It was a lot because the reality of what life was going to be was is sinking in. Okay. And so in that, it's kind of like phase 2 of April 2020. It's April 2021. This is not an April Fool's joke either, by the way. This is the real deal. There are so many aspects that are going to happen. We're in fire energy right now. We're in this renewal. Anytime the way the sun moves through the signs of the zodiac, which were informed by the skies above, but they're actually not constellations at all, is this energy that can give us information. And so the energy is rebirth. That fire is the rebirth of spirit, the rebirth of potentiality, the rebirth of possibility, the resurrection. And this archetypal and symbolization of initiatory fire is just that. And we see it in the Northern Hemisphere with spring. And we have Passover, and we have Holy, and we have Easter. All these things are tied in for reasons. So in that resurrection of energy, when we start something new, it's never easy, okay? So if you think about a kid learning how to ride a bike, a kid's gonna fall off a bike. If you think about a teenager learning how to drive, they're gonna run into something. There's gonna be a dent in the car somewhere. And if you learned how to drive and you've never had a dent in the car, then let's talk. You know, becoming a grown, we all have these experiences of how much our learning of new things doesn't go super well, okay? So, in learning of new things, even just like I'm learning how to do this whole technical thing, it doesn't always go so well. So you go again. You realize that you've been given this opportunity of a second chance and you get to go again. This is a really important thing to remember as we navigate through April. And we're learning to live from a new technology. A technology that feels risky, but is real. It's there. I'm here talking to you via this idea, okay? So we're just, because when we can be aware of this, yes, I'm looking at my notes. It's an invitation. It's an invitation to reflect and have permission to let go and realign and try again and choose mindfully again. So that fire is strong and it's going to get really agitating this weekend. And then the agitation will simmer off. And then we have just kind of some fluctuations of transformation. Okay. And in that fluctuation of transformation, we want to know that we're living in this cycle and we are moving forward. We're moving forward. And in that forward direction, it feels like we're moving faster than we have, but it's going to come to a halt again. And part of that is because we have the breaking down of old ways is still with us. And we have people who are still in denial of that. And if you're one of those people, it's okay. Just realize that we have to look forward. We can take the wisdom from what's been before for centuries. And this is a real new era of humanity. And stepping forward, we're in this rebirthing of new ways of being. I've said that 3 times now, and I'm going to say it again and again and again. And when we're in this new way of being, if we're moving forward, all planets are moving forward until the end of the month. Pluto will go retrograde, but Pluto is the planet of transformation, of death and rebirth, what hides in the shadow, what isn't being talked about and is asking to finally be addressed. That energy is really strong this month, and we're in this flow right now where we're getting a lot of sweet, loving support. And if you've tuned into my other energetic signatures, then you will know that that support is about doing life differently, but doing life from a sense of values, a sense of beauty, a sense of sacred energy, a sense of living with soul, from our soul, from that feminine of leaning into one another, being supported by one another, reclaiming your identity and your values and what matters to you most. This is what we're reprogramming to. And in that experience of this reprogramming, we're being reminded of how precious life is, how precious it is that, hundreds of thousands of people can be taken out within months based on the delicacy of life and our vulnerability. And I know that's not the most glorious headline out there, and it's not to create fear or scarcity or confusion, but rather the reminder to ground in. Okay, so we have a lot of fire in the sky starting this weekend, and that fire is gonna really be in this energy of choosing 2 times. But because we're relearning technology, we're relearning a new way, we're honoring our innocence in all of this, yet we're being asked to move with integrity. And usually integrity comes from experience of knowing that you can mess things up and really impact things, okay? So in that narrative and in that unfolding, what we want to know is that there's a lot of enthusiasm too, okay? And the encouragement to start this month off, I thought about doing like a compassionate commitment challenge, but I was like, screw it. But it really is a high volume to cultivate compassion for yourself, to bring in this level of forgiveness of yourself, of whatever you initiated, whatever came to surface last June is kind of being re-agitated this month for you to realign with it. And I'm going to tell you right now, and if you don't believe me, just wait until this fall. Part of that agitation is to be more intuitive, to hold more space sacred for yourself, right? Like, so I have my virtual zone, as you can see. It's taken me an entire year to cultivate. It's a very sacred space. And so I hope that energy is transmitted virtually. And so part of this initiation and this agitation is through the invitation to attune and align and realign and come back and recommit to the compassion and the connection to our soul's energy. Okay? And that is honestly the biggest deal. I do have an entire month written out, and I haven't figured out how I best want to do it. I think I'm just going to make a blog post, so I will post those. We have a new moon and a full moon this month, and the new moon will be in Aries next week. And in that new moon energy, here's the chance to plant those seeds again. Okay? It's actually not next week. It's the week of between April 8th and April 15th. Okay? So in the new beginning, we're really planting the seeds of what transpired the past couple of months. So listening to all these things, I know I'm talking all over the place, but the energetic signature, in my opinion, is we're being reminded with a little turbulence not to buckle up and hold on tight, not to fasten your seatbelt and tighten in, but to keep our eye on the horizon, the inner horizon of come back to the values, come back to the priorities, be smart about the boundaries, and realize that we are learning how to do things for the first time. So being compassionate. And if you can be compassionate, then in that renewal and rebirth of energy that's sometimes hard and uncomfortable, you can know that you're grounded to the commitment within yourself of showing up with that compassion, co-creating, being conscious of your choices, and almost really being prepared that even though it feels like we're moving forward and there's optimism, that we're gonna have to move backwards a little bit and realign and regroup. So come back to your intention. Bottom line, come back to what matters most for you. Come back to the value you hold for yourself, for the preciousness of this life. And then in this kind of initiating fire energy, that we're having to make conscious choices of the path we want to take in our life, yet that path is unpaved. It has never been walked before. We've had glimpses. Your dreams are probably giving you guidance. And your dreams are probably confusing and our future is very blurry. So anchoring back into that commitment of your priorities and your values becomes just, how many times have I said it now? In this one little, almost 20-minute offering. Come back to your values, recommit, renew. What have you learned in your relationships with yourself, with one another? Those are the seeds we're going to plant with the new moon, and I will talk more later on that. And then the latter half of the month, the very tail end, like the last 10 days, we're going to feel this like this kind of build up, and then this poof, just a big wild shift where everything starts to really slow down and realign with a level of persistence, of beauty, of pleasure, of stability. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, watch your finances. Our understanding of our exchange of energy is shifting as well. I really believe in the barter and the trade system. And I feel like we're learning how to transmit pleasure and value differently. And I feel like that will become more evident once we get into May. And that real sort of like rattling to the core of what matters, what's important to you, what legacy do you want to leave? When you pass and somebody misses you, are they going to say good riddance? Are they going to say, wow, what a brilliant light they were? What an ability they had to stay the course, even though they felt like they were getting knocked down. We're in this. We're not alone. And call in the highest, your angels, your guides, divine, however you like. Call on your friends who will hold space for you. Call on a mentor, a counselor, a therapist, a coach. We're not alone. And even though we're, as a collective humanity as a whole, stepping into a new relationship with the world, with one another, with life, although we're all doing it our own ways, we're doing it together. So I hope this made sense. I hope this was beneficial. The main signature is fire to earth. There will be a lot of air energy. And what happens when you blow air onto fire? So ground into that energy that isn't as evident. Honor your emotions and trust in the transformation. Trust in your heart, trust in your soul, and live from that light you contain and that you see within. So I deeply appreciate you choosing to be real, to be true, to be who you are. Appreciate it and allow him or her to come to the surface and celebrate life with you and those you love. And I appreciate it. And all these things, I know it sounds like I'm being vague, but you have to take ownership of how you can understand what the signature is, what the energy of the month is, and dress accordingly. You can stay aloof. You know, I think about high schoolers, right? Boy, teenagers, they wear shorts when it's 30 degrees out. It's just how they are and who they are. And all the moms are probably going crazy, even the dads, even the teachers, of they must be freezing. But it's that sort of like ownership of I do me. So do yourself well, do yourself a favor, be good to yourself. Hug the ones you love as soon as you can. Hug them, blow them kisses, call them, tell them that they matter. Even if their relationship with life differs from yours, this restructuring of a newfound freedom is going to take many different voices. So I thank you for listening to my voice and honor your own voice. You hold authority over you. And while it'll be turbulent, just realign to the inner horizon of your heart, of your soul, of your light, of your value, and this opportunity to live. I thank you very much, and I will share more of the details as they come. Ciao. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.